ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Punch the Dhyana slokas.
भद्रं कर्णे विश्रुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमार्चवेयजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सृष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवैतं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ओम शांति शांति शांति.
So we saw that first 3-4 verses of the third chapter. Okay, Advaita Prakarana. And the beauty here is he takes one example and all the nuances about it he brings forward with the same example. Okay. So we had seen the fourth verse, isn't it? Gatadishu pralineshu.
Yes.
Gatakashadayo yataha akashe sampralinayanti tadvajiha dehatmani. When the mind and body, like how when the pot collapses, there is only one akasha without any apparent differences. Not that there was any real difference before. That nuance is important. Between Gatakasha and all-pervading Akasha, pot space and limitless space, at no time there is a difference. But there appears to be a difference because of the walls of the pot. Similarly, consciousness manifests in this body. I consciousness obtaining in this body and the consciousness that is limitless, there is no difference. It looks like that, confined to the body and mind. Then he is continuing. I think the next few verses, same example he keeps going. Yathe kasmin ghatakashe rajjo dhumadi bhuiryate na sarve samprajujyante tadva jiva sukhadibhi. Now this is an answer to the argument, but the self is one. So if one mind is contaminated, all the things should be contaminated. So that example he is giving here. Yatha ekasmin gatakashe. Okay. Rajya dhumadi bhi yuyate. In one pot, okay, there is dirt, etc. Okay. There is dirt, smoke, etc. Because you did some fire in it. So there is dirt, smoke, etc. in one pot. Okay. Na sarve samprajujyante. Okay. Page. This is chapter 3, 5th verse. So the thing is, if one appears contaminated, it is not that all the pots are contaminated. Even though space is one, in one pot space there is dust, smoke, etc. That doesn't mean all the other pots also have the same problem. Similarly, the jiva, one mind there is a problem. That doesn't mean all minds are going to have the same problem. And what about the consciousness? Consciousness not affected when my mind has a problem. my mind, when this mind has a problem, the consciousness that illuminates doesn't have a problem. Then why should consciousness have a problem at all? That is the idea. So this answers two arguments actually. One, the problem of one should affect the many, which is not true, even in the functioning standpoint, and in the non-function standpoint, from the standpoint of the reality, anyway it is not true. Because the space in the pot is not contaminated. The pot is contaminated. Space is not contaminated.
Correct.
Yeah. Any question there?
Swamiji, even when he says the pot, space never gets contaminated, right? Because space is asanga,
Yeah.
so it will never get contaminated with anything.
Okay, that's why I'm saying there are two arguments here that's being answered.
Yeah.
One, from the standpoint of the jiva, also it is not true. Because one mind has a problem, other mind need not have the same problem. From the standpoint of space, the space within that contaminated pot itself does not have a problem. Then why should space anywhere else have a problem? So there are two arguments here. The verses, the example is handling two issues. From the jiva as well as from the consciousness point of view. So at no time is there a problem. Now, as far as the example is concerned, there is no mind in that pot space. Whereas here there is a mind. Thank God for that. Otherwise, I'll have to negotiate with the pot. Are you okay if I put some water into you and keep it, store it? What will I get for it? Yeah. Now there will be a bargaining. You'll have to deal with that. Like how you have to deal with somebody else, a human being. So good, there's no mind there. Acha hi hai. Okay. This is clear. I mean, the thing is pretty straightforward. Of course, the Bhashya, he gives very different things, but not going to the Bhashya now. Because this also answers arguments from other schools of thought, which take that what happens to body and mind affects the Atma also. So that part of it is being negated by this verse. So the Nyaya Vaisheshikas, etc. That standpoint. Okay. Okay, then again he is going further. Rupa karya samakhyascha vidyante tatra tatra vai akashasya medasti tadva jiveshu nirnayaha. Rupa, form, karya, function, samakhya, name. Vidyante tatra tatra vai. One is a teapot. Form is different, function is different, name is different. From a vase or a vase or a vase, whatever you want to pronounce it as, where you put flowers into it. A flower pot. Form is different, name is different, function is different. Okay. In olden days, you used to have a spittoon. Okay. Even now in the villages it is there. Okay. Form is different, name is different, function is different. But I am happy if people are using a spittoon, then spitting all over the place. Okay. Yeah, that much is a good point. So, all of them, function is different, names are different. Yeah, true. But the space is one and the same. Space doesn't change. Name, form, function change. Name, form, function keeps changing. For what? For the pot. What about the space manifest there? That's the same. One all-pervading space. That is untouched by your function, by your name, by your form. Though you can give it a name. This is a 5-liter pot space. So 5 liters of space is available. Okay. Oh, this vast 20 flowers can be put in. But does it affect the space? Space is not touched. Tattva Jivaha Nirnaya. Same thing with you. You and I are different. Name is different, form is different, function is different. Thank God for that. Otherwise, what a boring place it will be. Everyone's carbon copies. Yeah. Even teachers of the same students of the same teacher, you won't find carbon copies. Students who have become teachers also, you won't find carbon copies. Thank God. Yeah. Different. But consciousness, same. And what do they teach? And that consciousness. You are the same. That also doesn't change. So the truth doesn't change. What is changing is not the truth. It's the changeless that is the reality. Whatever is changing is mithya. In fact, one of the definitions of mithya I put up in the group is what? Yad vibhicharati. That which keeps changing. And that which doesn't change is the reality. So all that is there is what? One reality. The consciousness. Yeah. Can pot sizes be different? Yeah. It does not contain, it looks as though it contains more space. Look at it. There is one all-pervading space. I create a pot. It looks the space is manifest within. Space was always there. I created a pot. So you say one pot has got more space. Pot is bigger. So this room definitely is bigger than any pot. Does it mean it affects the space or to the size of the pot? It looks as though there is more space here, less space there. Samjhi, your room has a lot of space. Yes, I put all the furniture around the walls so that I get a lot of free space in between to do whatever practice I want. Space is same. You go to an architect, they'll say, Samji, we work with spaces. You know, in this, we can create more space here. I said, you are not creating space. You are just rearranging walls, etc., so that the functioning is easier, better. What is wasted in the corridor, etc., is absorbed into the room. That's all you are doing.
Swamiji,
yeah,
the space remains the same. I understand that. But from an individual standpoint, can there be variations in terms of deeper consciousness,
so rebirth. So that's what I said in the beginning, that in the pot there is no mind, but here there is a mind. Therefore there is a sense of a jiva, there is a sense of an identity here, correct?
Correct.
So there is a mind, body, equipment. So on death the body is left behind, mind, prana, etc. goes forward to another rebirth. Now tell me, in the mind that has left this body, is the consciousness is present or not present?
Present.
So is consciousness affected by the death of the body?
No.
So let us say now this jiva with consciousness manifest. Okay, let me put it in the example itself. When you take an empty pot, 3 liters of space, from one room to the other room, is the pot moving or is the space moving?
Only pot.
Pot move.
Only pot, no? Space doesn't move. Wherever the pot moves, the space manifests inside, right?
Correct.
Wherever the mind moves, the consciousness manifests there. The mind is in this dimension now, earth. Consciousness manifests in that mind. Mind moves from here to...
But Swamiji,
yeah?
Got it, Swamiji.
Yeah.
But if the mind is the pot through which the consciousness is manifesting itself, and if the mind is a greater vessel, a bigger vessel,
exactly, the mind is a vessel.
Consciousness will manifest more, right?
Yeah. The mind is a vessel.
So which means that
Yeah.
If the vessel is bigger, the consciousness will manifest itself
Yeah.
greatly or visibly.
Not necessarily manifest more. The consciousness will look, the sentiency will look bigger. Now look at it. Supposing now this mind, now look at what I am saying, this sentient mind is present in this body, 5.5 feet. Okay? 5.5 feet matter, mind is. Supposing after death, this mind goes into an elephant's body. What will happen to that mind? Will the mind occupy the whole elephant, or will it occupy only 5.5 feet?
Whole elephant.
The whole elephant, correct? Yeah. So the mind can expand or contract. This is the jiva. The jiva can expand or contract. Okay. What about the consciousness?
No change.
No, it's always there, the same. So the mind expands, consciousness manifests in that expanded mind. Mind contracts, it comes to the contracted mind. Consciousness is manifest. And in between two minds, what is there? Consciousness alone. Nothing else, nothing changes. All this play happens at the level of the mind and body. All the play happens at the level of the mind and body. Birth, rebirth, everything happens only at this level. I consciousness remain the same. Mind can be different in heaven. Consciousness is different, the same.
Got it. Swami.
Yeah, mind will enjoy. Arey,
Thank you.
heaven में बहुत मजा आया. No aging. That's nice. No getting tired. Very nice. You can drink all you want. You won't get cirrhosis of the liver or fat. Even fatty liver won't happen. You won't have the problems of the hangover. Very important. Yeah. Eat all you want. You won't put on weight. Enjoy all the good things.
Swamiji, there will be no kartritva there, no, only bhoktritva.
Yeah, only bhoktritva, exactly. Therefore, it's like a kid in an ice cream factory. Or a chocolate factory. That's how you will be there. How long? Until karma. I'm sure after some time you will get bored there also. How long you listen to the dance and music and everything. Bore ho gaya. Yeah, it's a mind. Mind can get bored anywhere. It's like when we were sailors, we sometimes used to stop at these small islands to pick up fresh vegetables and everything. Okay. And these islands, they survive on tourism. So there is something or the other happening everywhere. Throughout the day and night, something or the other happening. Some enjoyment is happening. So as young sailors, when you are first going and first time exposed to something like this, remember this was the time when Bombay did not even have a disco or a proper bar. The only bar those days in Bombay, 70s I'm talking about, was Auntie's Joints. So this was the thing, and you go there, enjoy. Oh my God, you're working, and then all the free time you're enjoying and enjoying. How long? After 3 days, you'll say, enough, yeah, let me sleep. Both ho gaya. Give me a break. Yeah, that's how it is.
That's what the sailors become land sick.
Huh?
Land sick.
Sorry,
Like seasickness. Like seasickness, they get land sickness.
Land sickness, yeah. That is because you have been out at sea too much. Yeah. So you're missing the land. Or if you're a sailor for the last 50 years, you haven't land too much, you will feel, "Arey yaar, time to go back to sea." I have batchmates like that. 70-year-old still sailing. A couple of my batchmates, 70, 72 now. They're still sailing. Good. But what the idea is that even out of an enjoyment you can get bored of. But in all this, the mind that keeps undergoing the change. The body that you have will keep undergoing the change. But the consciousness more. The same. Akashavat doesn't change. Yeah, in a way you are right. Boredom happens because of the lack of ananda. You need the stimulation. You need that excitement. And modern psychology expects you to have excitement when you're starting a new thing. Like when I first came to Bombay, I used to look at what are all the things happening here, workshop, this, that, etc. Let me see what is happening. They all will become good Purapakshas for me when I teach. So, I would go around. And I remember this in USIS, United States Information Service. They are having a workshop. So I landed up there. Conducted by a husband and wife team on psychologists. So they went, "How do you all feel? How do you all feel?" And they know I'm excited. I said, "I'm calm but looking forward." They thought something was wrong with me. But you should be excited. Yeah, what do you mean you should be excited? I can be calm and look forward to something. So they're looking at me as though something was wrong with me. So that's the thing. Whatever happens in the mind, you, the consciousness, is untouched by that. Whatever happens in the body. So the body and mind is taken as a gata, the pot. Okay. Therefore, rupa karya samakyas. Akashasya na vedaha asti tadvad jivaha tu nirnaya. No, very nice argument again. Another nuance of the same example. He just uses one example and keeps all the nuances out of it, Na akashasya gata akashaha vikaraha avyayau yatha naiva atmana sada jivaha vikara avyadam yatha. The gata akashaha, it is part of the total space. Correct? He says it is not a part, avayavaya, nor a vikara, a modification. Neither a part nor a modification. Then what is it? Gata akasha is nothing but akasha. Sarva vyapi akasha and gata akasha, no difference. But it looks different. Akasha exists in and through the walls of the pot. It is inside, outside, both. It is inside, it is outside, it is in and through. Okay? Therefore, it is not a vikara nor an avayava. Vikara means a modification. Avayava means part. Neither a part nor a modification of all pervading space. Naiva atmanaha sada jivaha. The I is the same, he says. The I is the same with respect to all pervading Atma. Na vikaraha, na vyaya. I cannot be a part of Brahman. This limited consciousness is part of the limitless. This limitless is a manifested consciousness. We use the word manifested consciousness for the sentiency in your mind. Yes, only appears different, no real difference. When we say manifested consciousness, we are talking about the consciousness that is manifest in your mind as intelligence, etc., which is what science is trying to study now. All studies of consciousness are what is available in the brain, in the mind. Even mind you can't say. You have to say brain. Whereas we are talking of the consciousness that objectifies the brain and its essential, and the mind, its sentiency. That I cannot be a part. Therefore, really speaking, all those ideas of moksha, you merge into Brahman, etc. When the body drops, you merge. Not valid. There is no merging. If there is two, you can merge. Like the river that flows, merges into the ocean. The limited jiva, on fulfillments of his life, merges into the consciousness. Sounds nice. Bluff or bluff. Swami Chinmayanji. Yeah, science is studying the appearance only, manifestation. So it sounds nice, but there is no merging. The example should not be river and ocean, should be wave and ocean. Does the wave have to give up that form to be one with the ocean? Does the wave have to negate its form to recognize its consciousness? It's water. Then why do you have to do that? Look at it. Does the wave have to negate its form to recognize its oneness with water? Then why do you have to negate your body and mind to recognize your oneness with consciousness? Yeah, Kartik.
Swamiji, in a sense, the wave water example
Yeah.
does not leave the room for duality as much as the pot space, because in the pot space it still feels as if the pot is a separate entity from the space. But in wave water, that's gone, right?
Yeah.
Completely.
So, but then why do you have to negate? That's my question.
Exactly. Okay.
But you do, na? Without negation, you can't come to the awareness.
Right.
किसके लिए है? अभी देखेगा थोड़ा वेदांत समझा कि नहीं समझा. What happened? All the people were quick to answer other things. इधर क्या हो गया?
Swamiji, repeat the question. What is the question?
Does the wave have to negate its form to recognize its oneness with water?
No.
No.
Then why do you have to negate? Why do you have to negate your body, mind, etc. to recognize oneness with the consciousness?
No.
Of the senses, because we have the power of choice and decision making. So we have to and we have already taken ourselves as otherwise. So
Close. Expand that.
You're only negating the notion, right, that you're the body, mind.
Yeah.
identification.
And your abhimana on the body mind.
Once again, put it one thing. Is neti negation of body, mind, etc. necessary or not necessary?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Necessary.
Because we are.
Anyone saying not necessary?
It's reality. You negate its reality.
My question is simple. Is that negation necessary or not necessary for understanding of Vedanta?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much. I was very interested.
If you are saying no, then you have forgotten the whole methodology of Vedanta. Neti is the basis for Vedanta. My question is, why is it necessary? When in wave and water you don't need that.
To reduce the concept concept of
I guess-
I to I consciousness.
Huh?
And then Vedanta comes
What is that? What is?
to reduce the concept of I to I am consciousness. Niti is important. And once I understand that I am consciousness, Vedanta comes and says this I consciousness is universal consciousness.
Good one. Nicely said.
So Swamiji, you're not
To
negating.
negate the erroneous identifications that we have.
That's exactly what I'm asking you.
It is the erroneous identification that is
And
negated.
tell me, why is it necessary? Hey,
Because
champion
otherwise
log,
that avidya,
champions. Just understand this much.
To recognize yourself.
Listen now. I've given you all enough time, okay? And you're all going all over the place. Is the wave recognizing its water, or are you recognizing its water? Who's recognizing its water? Wave or you?
Being recognized. Okay.
The wave is not a sentient thing.
Yeah.
So it is you that is recognizing it is water. Can you all see me here? Oh, there is some problem here. Okay. Can you all hear me? Okay, I think there was some problem with the connection. Okay, yeah. Now back to the what I said. Is the wave recognizing it is water, or are you recognizing that wave is water?
We are recognized.
Wave is not sentient to say I am wave or I am water. It is you recognizing it because you can see the water in the wave very clearly. Here, consciousness is not an object of your perception. Therefore, you cannot see it. But at the same time, it is known as I. It is not completely unknown. I know I am. But there is also in my mind ignorance of what I am. Therefore, to mistake what I am associated with as I is very natural. Amitesh, listen to what I am saying instead of typing it out. So, the ignorance about the I is there. Therefore, the tendency to take what you are associated with as I is natural. Remember my old story of Shah Rukh Khan and that drama and all that stuff? Yeah. I must be a beggar because I am dressed as a beggar. So there is this thing. Therefore, the identification of the body and mind is strong. Because of the identification of the body and mind is strong, there is no way you are going to arrive at consciousness without negating the idea, I am the body and mind. That is the heart of Vedanta. Adhyaropa apavada nyayena. So there is no way you can negate. You have to negate the idea that I am the body and mind. It's not necessary as far as a wave is concerned, because a wave doesn't have that problem. Because there is no mind there. There is no ignorance. You are looking at the wave and you are recognizing it. Wave and water is not meant for the wave, it is meant for you and me. Why? Wave, water, both are protection, you can see exactly what it is. One is only Nama Rupa, the other is content. Here I am not be able to recognize that. One, it is not an object of my perception. Number one. And the consciousness manifests only as I. What is this nature? I do not know. That self-ignorance is high. Because self-ignorance is high, there is a natural tendency. Okay, let me go a little bit elaborate into that also to revise something. What is the tadatmyam? Whenever there is a mind, consciousness will be manifest in it or not?
Yes.
You remember what this tadatmyam is called?
Sahajam.
Sahajam, natural. It's a natural association. Wherever the mind is, consciousness will be manifest. That mind is now connected with this body because of
Karmajam.
Karmajam tadatmyam, exactly, because of karma. Both of these are not an issue. What is an issue? I take the body, mind, etc., which I am associated with, as me, the consciousness. This is called Bhrantijam, an erroneous conclusion. So, unless this erroneous conclusion is negated first, there is no way you are going to understand that you are consciousness. And that consciousnness is limitlessness. It is necessary. Otherwise, it will be like both of us are walking on the road. If the Swamiji, careful, snake. And I, like a great Mahatma, say, rope. Swamiji, is a snake there. Rope. Swamiji, really, is very clear, it's a snake. It's a huge one. So, rope. What will happen? You will get more and more agitated and say, go hang yourself with that rope. Where is the stick gone? Yeah. Hey, that is not a snake, it is a rope. I have to negate that snake. Bhranti has to be negated before the reality has to be revealed. And sometimes there are serious cases. That snake avesha is so much. And let us say, don't worry. I have a special mantra. No snake will harm me or anyone with me. I have done special Naga Upasana. Okay, calm down. Because the agitation is so much. Or I'll have to give him a mantra. Ye mantra chant karo. Yeah, I'll elaborate on that. Hold on. So I'll have to give him a special mantra. Om Nageshwaraya Namaha. कुछ भी ऐसा बोल देगा. Cook up something. I keep chanting. Now you won't be harmed, don't worry. Okay. Then now watch carefully. You switch on the torch, this, that, etc. Whoa! It is only a rope. So that negation has happened. First, agitations calm down. Then, negation. Then, what is the truth is revealed. Same thing happens to all of us. Varieties of issues, mental issues can be there. No? Do whatever it takes to quieten that mind. From Karma Yoga to therapy, whatever you want, do it. I want your mind to be Shanta. Prayer, meditation, whatever. Puja part. But human beings are great. Oh, I miss my children, I'm feeling very guilty. That can also come in. And then the negation has to happen. Why? Because my identification is strong. So if the traditional teaching, the negation happens, then you see the truth. But still old conditionings come back. Meat and potatoes thinking. Sorry, vegetarian. Dal and chawal thinking. It comes back. Or if you are a South Indian, curd rice thinking. Meal is not over without curd rice. That old conditionings come back. Therefore, Nidhi Dhyasanam, etc. afterwards. Why? Because identification is strong. The wave does not have a problem of finitude. Now, there we are imagining it and telling a story of the whole thing. Yeah, Puja Swami used to make it very elaborate. A wave in the Pacific Ocean, being crushed by the wave that is coming back from the shore, crushed by the wave that is pushing it towards, in between the two, it's caught up. And he says, "Oh Lord, please save me, I am being crushed from all sides. Ocean, oh Lord." And that time he sees a happy wave next. How can he be happy? He can always happy. What do you mean? How can he be happy in such a mess? No issues. Where have you come from? Indian Ocean. No, you can go about telling Guru wave, this, that. Yeah, make a story out of the whole thing. But the wave doesn't have the problem. The story is meant for you and me to understand, because the example is very clear. Pratyaksha, you know, wave and water is one and the same. That's why you can make it as an example. Whereas here we don't know that. So wave and ocean is one example. Ghatakasha is another example. And as you said, Ghatakasha, it looks different because there is a physical thing which seems different. The clay that is in between. That's why it's a good example. Because body, etc. looks different from consciousness. Not really. We have seen it before. Hydrocarbons, etc. back into nothing but formless existence. Just like the walls of the wave, the walls of the wave create an illusion of difference. Similarly, the walls of the pot or this body creates an illusion of difference. Functionally valid illusion, okay? Vyavahara yogya. But that's all that is there. And somebody had asked that about the tadatmya. Tadatmya means association. Tadatmya means various meaning. Association, one appearing as the other, etc. Okay? Both appearing as one and the same. That's the best translation for tadatmya. So wherever the mind moves, consciousness is manifest there. If there is a mind, consciousness will be manifest. That is called natural. Sahajam tadatmya. It can be a human mind, it can be an animal mind, it can be an amoeba mind. But it is mind is there, consciousness manifests. And okay, do Vedantins accept the theory of evolution for the body? Yes. To an extent for the mind also. But as far as the mind is concerned, we can go forward and backward. It is not linear. As I always say, I lived such a wonderful life that I should be able to laze in a swimming pool all day. Food and drink available on the side. Where will I go? Born as a water buffalo. So, Sahajam Tadatmya means wherever the mind moves, consciousness manifests. That mind now is associated with this particular body because of past karma. Therefore, that is called Karmajam Tadatmya. The mind in which consciousness manifests is now identical with this body, identified with this body, or manifests in this body, not yet identified, manifests in this body. It's called Karmajam Tadatmya. Then, to take that body and mind as me is called Brantijam Tadatmya. That's the Bhranti, the error that's coming in, the mistaken notion. So the mistaken notion has to be negated before the truth can be revealed. Because what is creating the problem is not association. Wherever there is a mind, consciousness manifests. Kya farak pada? Acha hi. Really? That mind is connected with this body, fine. Good. That means me, the all-pervading consciousness, can apparently go for a walk and come back. Acha hi. Good. Me, the limitless consciousness through this body, can relate to me, the limitless consciousness through your body. I sound like Swami Nityananda. No? But it is true. Yeah. So it is not Karmajam or Sahajam that's the problem. It's a Brantijam that's the problem. That taking the body, mind, etc. is myself, and therefore I am this much only. That is the issue. So without negating those false identification, there is no way you can reveal the truth. Next time a doubt comes up like that, think, snake, 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 rope, rope, rope. Then you'll not forget that. Okay.
Swamiji, can I ask a question?
Shoot.
So it is the tadatmam with mind, you know. So then we collect the impressions from this janma. Then this mind, the same mind, the Sukshma Sharira goes for the next janma. So then basically this mind has got impressions for so many janmas.
Correct.
So that forms the subconscious and whatever the
Unconscious,
mind
that forms the unconscious.
That all forms in. So that explains the reactions sometimes which impulsive.
So then it comes up and has a play in your life. Correct. Most of the time you don't remember. Who remembers all the past lives, etc.? How many thousands of lives you must have gone? No, I have gone through. I remember 5 of them. Bas, itna hai na? Only 5. Thousands you have gone through. 5 you remember. Big deal. No, it goes back to 5,000 years, 6,000 years, 7,000 years. We are talking of beginning of Satya Yuga onwards. What are you talking about 5,000, 7,000 years? Even 10,000 years is nothing in front of that. Big deal. Are you getting the idea? That's okay, fine. And all these samskaras, you have to do nothing about it, okay? If something comes up and creates a problem in your life, deal with it. No, I have to negate all my past samskaras. Hey, kidhar jayega? You don't even know what it is there to negate. And how are you going to negate some samskaras? You have a samskara for music. You are a guy who will seek music anywhere. The washing machine is in his drying cycle, you see a music there. You are that type of a guy, okay? That much of samskara of music. Why I am saying it, because I knew a kid like that. When the washing machine wanted to spin cycle, he'll go in, as a 2-year-old, he'll go and sit and go. Yeah, and he would sing ragas and identify them also. So, you are like that. Now tell me, how are you going to negate this samskara? How are you going to negate it? You can refrain from singing if you want to. But how can you negate the samskara? Number one. Number two, why is it necessary to negate the samskara? What is the need for it? You have samskara for music, good. You appreciate music, good. I have a friend like that. For years he stopped singing. He could sing very well. He stopped singing. Why? Hey, people are not coming to me to learn Vedanta, they are coming only to hear me sing. So he stopped singing. But the music is there inside. The samskara doesn't go. And it need not go. What is the problem? If the samskara is a problem, you have to deal with the problem. The manifestation is a problem, deal with that. You have samskara to get angry. Why is there a problem? It's a problem only if you are carrying that anger forward. If you are like a 1-minute explosion and quietening down, no issues. For you. For others there may be an issue. For you there is no issue. No, I carry it forward and then deal with whatever is there behind. I have a tendency to feel sad. There's some papa karma coming up, some samskaras, papa samskaras coming up. Okay, deal with that. Do a lot of nididhyasanam in terms of your ananda. Take care of it. Unless it's a problem, why do you want to deal with it? So, why I am saying is because there are disciplines that say, spiritual disciplines that you have to negate all these samskaras before you can gain moksha. Kuch nahi hai. Of course, I don't have to grapple with it, it becomes natural. Like Swamiji had a great samskara of music, he didn't have to grapple with it. He used to enjoy music, he used to compose. There's nothing to be dealt with. Yeah?
What I meant to ask you was that you said that, for example, there may be a samskara of anger that comes up and it goes away on its own. So similarly, there may be such unpleasant reactions also possible in the realization.
Possible. If it is momentary, it doesn't condition him. It doesn't block him. It's momentary, comes and goes. Yeah. If it is lasting, that means you're holding on to it, the mind is holding on to it. If the mind is holding on to it, there are unresolved issues which has to be resolved. Others are just habitual. Samskaras can create a habit. Just because you do a thing doesn't mean you will hold on and carry it. I used to practice martial arts. A lot of it. Okay? For hours I used to practice. So it is not that I get up in the morning one day and say, "Arey yaar, I'm not bashed up some guy for a long time. Yeah? I have to bash up someone." No wise person has samskaras like that. Okay. Even a martial artist who's retired from the ring will not have samskaras like this. I'm not bad. You say, long time since I've not practiced martial arts. Let me go to the gym and practice today. At the most, that's all he will feel. I'm talking about a person who's not wise. who's a retired martial artist, maximum he'll feel is only this much. Okay. And once he has gained this knowledge, etc., he's not going to say, whom shall I bash up today, morning? Like getting up in the morning thinking, what will I have for breakfast? I said, now whom will I bash up today? That samskaras are not going to come up only. Yeah.
Swami, just to make sure that I've understood you correctly, samskaras will come up. It is the holding on to the expressions which is the problem.
He is holding on to that. It is letting you, let it rule your life. Rule your responses to life. Those are the issues. Yeah. And you can't get rid of all that. This samskaras that you're carrying from your past life, etc., will remain with you. Some samskaras of this lifetime you can get rid of. Many people do that, na? Hey, I get up in the morning and exercise. For 20 years you got up and exercise, and one day you felt lazy. You didn't go. Before you know it, the whole month has gone without exercising. Abhi kya ho gaya? I'm 50 years now, what exercising? We are all going to get old and fat. You can be fit. You can be fat and fit also. So, the samskaras that create problems have to be dealt with, that's all. And it is not the samskaras again that you are dealing with, it is what's behind it, what is holding it, why are you holding on to it now, what are the issues involved. Those are the things that you have to deal with. Yeah, Kartik.
So Swamiji, when you say the samskaras that create problems, so even some maybe good samskaras may take me away from Vedanta, right? Is that also considered a problem?
We call it Shastra Vasana. I want to study this, I want to study that, I want to... What happened to Vedanta? Hey, stick to Vedanta. No, I'll do that. See, it is okay to do all that once you have got a grounding in Vedanta. But without that grounding, if you are exploring other systems, you will go haywire. You will be lost. Get a grounding and then explore things. That are no problem. I have explored a lot of things after my grounding in Vedanta, not before. Yeah, Anu, you have a question.
Swamiji, most of these issues come up from a sense of lack, right?
Yeah.
So, why would a wise person even
He will not have
any
he may have a habitual pattern.
Just...
See, he'll have a habitual pattern, like love for music, or love for martial arts, or like Puja Swamiji had a love for cricket also. Yeah, so those are just not a problem thing. Those samskaras are not problematic. Not we have to completely erase samskaras from our mind. You can't, number one. Number two, there is no need to also. Unless you are a violent guy. Now a violent guy, there is issues in the mind to be taken care of. Violence is, it can be a samskara from a previous lifetime. It can all, but it continues because there are issues inside, problems inside, which you have to deal with it. The value of ahimsa, etc. is not recognized. So that's a different thing entirely. Yeah, if you have violence from your previous lifetime and you gain this wisdom, you will have a comfort with violence, which is a good thing. To be comfortable in a violent environment is a very good thing. Civilizations, our modern civilization makes us incapable of handling violence. You need not be violent, but you have to be able to handle violence. Ahimsa paramo dharma, himsaha dharmo tataivacha. Ahimsa is the absolute dharma, not absolute, the greatest dharma. But for the sake of dharma, himsa should also be considered equally important. Tataivacha. Anyway, we are digressing. The idea here is all this happens at the level of the mind. I, the consciousness, not affected by that. So I shift my identification from the mind, etc. into what I really am. It's purely cognitive. Negation and understanding. इतना ही बात है और क्या है? Okay. More. Same thing is continuing. The example is continuing for quite some time. Okay. But that we can see next class. Okay. Om Tat Sat. Night is still young. Enjoy yourself. Have a great dinner.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Take care. Take care, guys. Take care.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam ji.
Swamiji.
Pranam.
Swamiji, can you help me with the textbook? Swamiji, if you can just share that.
Mandukya Karika.
And any particular version? Swamiji?
Nope, anything is fine. As long as you have the text and translation is good enough.
Got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
presented